relegation fighters, to promotion fighters, to relegation fighting. Again, Huddersfield have had some tricky recent seasons, but Neil Warnock is here to steady it. That's right, guys, welcome back. Here we have our Huddersfield lineup that we're setting off with as Neil Warnock wants to rebuild this team. No objectives, no nothing. We just need to get this team, hopefully, to a Champions League final and win it. But at the moment, they did just finish surviving relegation, and the team looks that way. As this is the team that we're going to go with. One position we're not short in is keepers with Vaslik and Lee Nichols. Some youth in this team, and I'm very excited to see it get going. We do have 8 million to spend for this team, so we can do some business here. No one in the academy to start us off with as well, so we're going solo without a youth player. Age of the team is getting a little bit old here. We've got to sort that out. However, we've got a lot of youngsters out on loan. So without further ado, let's get signing for Warnock's team, because we definitely need it to improve, and a midfielder first. Welcome to the team, John Buckley from Blackburn Rovers. And no signings apart from a sale of one player before the next game, which is Lee Nichols. We don't need two decent keepers. We'll cash in on him. Very difficult game to start off with for Neil Warnock, though. Leicester City kind of looking at strikers now, as this game is going to be a 2-0 win for the Foxes. After that loss, though, it's clear that we need more players. So welcome from Ostende, Nick Batzner, the German midfielder who looks essential. And our big purchase now, the striker, another player coming from the Pro League. Neil Warnock's got his man in Andre, a striker I'm going to show you now. 21-year-old, 69 overall, bought him with the Lee Nichols money, and that completes the team for this first half. And halfway through, we just had a lot of players recalled, but it's not that concerns me, it's the league position, which sees us in 12, so it is bang on mid-table, and to be fair, the board do want us there. 10 points off the playoffs. Don't know if that's going to happen, as the team is improving. Of course, we put a young squad out there, and it's doing some business. And nothing really happening, I've got to be honest. So we are going to go straight to the end. It's going to be one of them mid-tables. Yeah, it's better than I thought as well. 10th position in the championship. 18 more points next year, and Neil Warnock's in them playoffs. Wonder who his best player was, as Fulham win the FA Cup. That's an interesting run. We lost to Arsenal, the runners-up, as Tottenham win the Carabao Cup. And Josh Karoma, what a carry from that man. He was on loan at Pompey in real life. 21 goals, 12 assists, and 8 for the striker Conan Andre, who will only get better, I believe. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention in season number 1. Vaslik left after 1 year. It would have been difficult to keep hold of him. He was way too good for us. So unfortunately, without the big man, I need to sell some players, as 8 million's all the boards give us. I am hoping they're not expecting promotion, but they are. Okay. And I know I just signed Andre, but Jordan Rose and Danny Ward, kind of legends a little bit, are both retiring at the end of the year. That's another position we need to cover. Same with club captain Jonathan Hogg. So goalkeeper. Yes, he's not Vaslik, but he is a vast improvement on Schofield. Neil Warnock's poached Gabriel Sologna from Chelsea. The American swapping Prem for the championship. But if you think we're done there, no, no, no. A cheaper, more older player is John Egan from the Blades. Neil Warnock's ex-team, of course, is coming to the championship to help this team get promotion. That's what he does. He's done it at the Blades twice now. And what a tester for the first game. Swansea at the Swansea.com. What a name for their stadium, as we're going to test it with these new players at the back. Oh, dearie me. That shows that we're in a promotion fight, doesn't it? So let's try and repair that loss with the biggest throw in the game. Another USA player for Warnock's army, Marlon Fossey, who was ex-Fulham, is now our new right back. That's a lot better for a team. We've done a lot of improvements, and it's still quite young. And I'm excited to see where this is, because our midfield is cracked for the championship. Same with Andre. He must have hit form. Yeah, he scored 12 halfway through. And 11 for Sobra Thomas, who's back. He was on loan at Blackburn. We were nowhere to be seen, as we sit 6th in the championship playoffs. 3 points clear of QPR. Of course, the 2 teams relegated from the Premier League up there, and it will be hard in the playoffs. I see Watford. I don't like playing Watford. We got money to spend, only 2 million, so I don't think that's worth really splashing on a player that's not going to go into the first team. Fingers crossed for playoffs. Yes! And at the end, We've made it! Watford drop out, us in third. Huddersfield just behind the rival Sheffield United, but Warnock's done a masterclass. We weren't catching them as Manchester City won the FA Cup. I'll keep you in suspense for the playoffs. Carabao won by Newcastle, who lost in the final of the FA Cup. Top scorer was Anjorin, now 78 overall. Roma dropped to second, but 20 goals for a winger and 10 assists. Amazing. As of course it is Southampton for us. The Saints are a decent team. Norwich at home to Bournemouth. I've honestly no idea what to expect here, but the first game, 2-0 win over the Saints at St. Mary's. Will it be the same at home though? It will be a narrow victory. 4-3 on aggregate, 3-2 on the night to them. But we are going to Wembley. A tight call, but it'll be even tighter against Bournemouth. So here we go in the capital. Will Neil Warnock have his luck? And he does it for the undreams of Huddersfield Town as we're back in the big time. So 37 million for Neil Warnock to get spent, not on holidays fishing, but on a Huddersfield team. As the first stop is going to be the youth, because we haven't had one player promoted in this save yet. Yeah, our academy very, very, very bare. We've just got to keep this team up in this first season. That is all the board expect from us, and I think that's all that we're capable of. So without further ado, let's go get our players in. We are stealing from that team we just beat. As the first player is Lloyd Kelly, of course, just at Bournemouth in the defence, now at Huddersfield. He's cost us just over 8.5 mil, but potentially even bigger. For 200k less is the return of Philip Billing to Huddersfield Town. I am buzzing for the return of this man. Now it is just literally fullbacks to make this team a Premier League outfit. Unfortunately for us though, we aren't going to get a player in before the first game. Nottingham Forest, which I expect mixed from. I can't predict what's going to happen. We don't have a great defence. I expect to maybe get beat, and we do, but Philip Billing on his debut, his second debut for Huddersfield, gets a goal for the Terriers. So after losing the first game, we're back right here on deadline day, ready to sign a fullback. I hoped it would have been two of them, but only one's put pen to paper, and I think it is the better one. It's Quilinski Hartman, the Dutch left back, for just under 10 million, which only leaves us with 7 million, and we don't really have time to get a right back, so Fusi right there is going to have to be trusted for half a Premier League season. And the Kings of just staying above the relegation zone, -3 goal difference Sheffield United, and we're a point above. Seems like Fossey's not doing too bad, but not playing as well with the very unhappy role he's got. Everyone else in the team looks Premier League quality, to say the least. So here we go. We're going to replace Fusi, being our only signing of this January transfer window. He's not a world beater, but welcome for 5 million, Amar Dedic from Villarreal. And safe as houses. 12th position for the Terriers, 42 points. Clear. 9 points clear of Crystal Palace, and we are staying in the Prem, which Liverpool won. Great signing, that Dedic, as Chelsea win the FA Cup. Carabao goes to Manchester City. Conference League, what I want to aim for next season was a Portuguese affair with Braga winning it. Our team's fantastic. Same with Conan Dree and Philip Billing. What a welcome back to the Terriers. 20 goals for the Great Dane in the midfield for Huddersfield. I said Conference League, but the board only want mid-table. You know, I'll take them lower objectives. Still nothing going on with the academy, as only 27 million to spend has me thinking, do we put it all into one player? Do we spread the money? It seems like centre-half to replace the aging John Egan is probably the way to go about our business. So without further ado, we'll get searching. And I thought we'd found our man before Oscar Mingueza blocks us before our first game against Fulham. I hope John Egan's still fit, as we need to try and get off to a good start this year, and we don't. De Ketelare. But of course we always have a backup option. So Oscar Mingueza, you've ruined your chance with the Terriers. We've got another player, Emmanuel Egbadu from Elche. Is this man for 15 million the real deal to actually get us up this division, being the Premier League? I mean, he has us kind of clear with 25 points in 11th position. The top couple is viable. Agbadu must have had an impact, and if he's had an impact on himself, he's gone up a rating. It is our bench, which now is our weak spot. The team, we've got Andre, we've got Sober Thomas, and we've got Karoma. Need I say any more? We've only got 5 million to spend, so I am going to save that for next season. You can see Tom Lees and John Egan will be the retiring duo. And have we reached that just favoured 8th spot at the end? Oh, no, of course we've not. 12. We're 12 points off Leicester. 8th is the position we've got to aim for next year, unless we've won a cup. Not the FA Cup. Arsenal win that over Chelsea. And Tottenham with the Carabao. Wasn't the Europa, but we've got some good players that are worthy of being there. Philip Billings at 80 rated. Back with a bang as 23 goals for Conan and Dre, and then 11 for Phil. Big Phil getting it done. All right, and the board are stepping this up. Europa League spot, here we come. 39 million after contracts. Of course, that should be good enough to get a marquee player or two in. So again, with the gradual improvements, we're going to replace Dedic because he's literally done nothing. Welcome to the club, Emil Holm. 20 million on this man. It's just a struggle to get the next signing. I mean, the academy's looking a lot brighter for one, as our second signing won't be in the team for Arsenal. What a tester. Excited to see how this goes for us, however, and a 0-0 draw on opening day against the Gunners, I will take. Very good result, as we welcome our second player straight away after that as well. Neil Warnock will partner up with the man from Celtic, not in real life, but it's Oscar Milendo. Our budget fully gone and 16 million spent. He's not too different from Batsner, but of course, he's an out-and-out central midfielder. He's an attacking midfielder, is Milendo, as is this team worthy of a Conference League push. Ooh, the thumbs are down, but the position is up. Unknown territory for the Terriers. We are 1 point off 5th and 6th. I'm excited now. I'm hooked. This team has me hooked. They're all over 80 rated. What an improvement for Huddersfield Town. We've signed some unknown gems here. Holm I didn't expect to be good. Buckley this good. And Andre is a surprise. I'm guessing it's leaving us with no money still though. 7 million. It's not enough to make a change. One academy player who is decent though is Will Fleming. So we're going to give one a shot. Will he make the first team? And will the first team make Europe? And it is 7th come the end. A point behind Everton, which hopefully isn't too costly. Huddersfield should be in Europe. I mean, the squad is good enough. Just some unhappy faces, which I'm quite ashamed about. I thought we'd be able to keep players happy, especially after winning the FA Cup over Everton, who finished that point above. We've got a trophy. Take that L. We did have an easy run. Middlesbrough, Fulham. Oh, Chelsea on penalties is a good one. Carabao to join it. Nope. Man United. Despite his team not being too happy, Andre still nets 27, 20 for Thomas, 11 in both for Philip Billing, who's just had a home return. And yeah, we've got to feel confident for next year. Europa League. Thank you, board, but 52 million's maybe not as generous as you should be doing to a team that's just defied expectations. Angry about that, as only mid-table expected, and at group stage, they're being nice. How do we improve this team? I guess maybe another central defender for Captain Kelly, or another midfielder of some sort. And a weird one to start off with is Milendo straight out the door already. We were not slowing down on letting him go because we've got his replacement. Warnock's got Mason Mount. He is obsessed with attacking midfielders, but this man should accelerate us to new Premier League and continental heights. Very much a fan of getting the big man in from Roma. And oh, we've got a community shield up before any league games to test Mason Mount. A test that he's successfully failed in. Oh, hammered by City. The actual first game he's got to get it right is ex-London rivals Crystal Palace. Oh my days, but it's even worse. He got subbed off. At least we can see as Europa League group now. And that's even better than the first two defeats. Lyon and Twente are gonna be some troublesome sides. And of course, as always, Hajduk Split is in our group. And there's the mid-tableness. I mean, to be fair, we're still in a race, aren't we? 4 points off Leicester, 4 points off Everton in a Champions League spot. I'm enjoying the way we're going so far. Looking into the team. Yes, look at Andre up front. Let's just round of applause. It looks like the defense is halting up a little bit though, especially Hartman and Kelly. We need to get maybe another one in. So we've gone ahead and brought a centre-back to replace Lloyd Kelly, Siku Nakate. And it required selling Kelly. But before we get going, we've got to check if we're through in the Europa. We've got a preliminary round. So I'll see if we make the semi-finals, which finishing second in the group kinda says we might not. And I tell you what, we've made it. We've made it. Huddersfield the Terriers have Lyon on once more. I'm guessing that's got something to do with the 90 rated Andri working wonders for Neil Warnock. So first game right here at the Hercules Stadium, a 2-1 win. Sober Thomas, I love you, as we do need to travel away to France though. Please, Philip Billing. So Villarreal in the final. Let's see if we make the Champions League. Unai Emery's X-Men have got some decent players, but not decent enough. Batsner off the bench, and Andri, Champions League. Huddersfield Town have done it through the Europa League, and it's a good job as well, because we only finished 12th in the Premier League. We lost the Community Shield to City, and they won the FA Cup this year. Arsenal won the Carabao over Sheffield United, and the Champions League is a full Manchester affair, which we've somehow got to break down next season. I don't think we'll do it. It'll take more than one chance to win that, as 41 goals for Conan Andri is fantastic. Sober Thomas, double digits. Mount with 20 assists. The real deal, now in blue and white again. We're a Champions League team with 60 million in the budget. Unbelievable. I'm obviously going to spend that straight away. No holding back. I had a shortlist. We're a Champions League team now. Welcome to the club, Salis Abdul Samed, but that's cost almost 40 million, so 20 million left for a Champions League push. Oh, they actually expected a midfielder before I even checked, and they expect a Europa League spot and a semi-final in the Champions League. And we've got a Super Cup, so we can test ourselves against Manchester City, already in our league. Already played them in the Community Shield. This time, will it go better? We're still in the search for a left-back at the moment, and hey, an Andri hat-trick beats the Champions League winners. We're going to reward ourselves with a new signing to go at the left-back slot. Had him before. Jose Gaya comes from Spain to inflict pain on the Champions League. This is what the team looks like now, so I think as weakest positions, probably goalkeeper for next year. If we beat Man City, surely we could win at Anfield, am I right? No, I'm not right, but still a draw's fantastic. I mean, Barcelona, Porto, and Rangers. That is one of the groups of death. One of the biggest groups of death I think I've ever had in a career mode. But Huddersfield have got to try and overcome this. Oh, halfway through. We're into a semi-final in the Carabao. That could be decent as the Premier League. Stinky, stinky, stinky Terriers. As long as the Champions League goes for us. We've got Stuttgart in the round of 16. Wow, I did not expect to see that. Barcelona bottom, us top. Porto and Rangers level on points. One goal to make neutral Porto go through. Our team is fantastic. Just Agbadu, who's injured at the moment. And Solonia's actually decided to progress again. Look at the goals Andri, Billing, and of course Sober Thomas have got so far. Karoma, those two are original players, you know. Billing was here before, and Andri wasn't great at the start. This Huddersfield team's come leaps and bounds. Probably not going to do anything with the money. Just get Neil Warnock speaking to this press. Straight into the Mercedes-Benz Arena. What a name for a stadium, by the way. If we win, every player should get a car. As only a draw. Still they come to us now. The Hercules. Can it be a fortress for our front four? It can. Holm was actually the man to score us to send us through. Look at some of these results though. Liverpool and Bayern got through, but Salzburg beat Chelsea. Spurs beat Juventus. City just squeezed past Atalanta. It's all going on. Oh, and Sevilla. Out of all them draws, I will take them. The only bad thing about this is the red card to Sober Thomas. Do we beat Seville in Seville? We don't. We draw again. Sober Thomas back in the team for Seville at Huddersfield, and we do get the win back in Yorkshire. Money Mace and Phil Bill. Look at this though. There's only one tie that's gone ahead and finished with us, and that's Salzburg getting to the semis. We don't get them in the semis though. We have Liverpool, an all-English affair. Please win, please win, please win, please win, please. Okay, a draw. They've got a more fatigued team than us, but we do have an injury at the back, or a suspension, should I say, to Agbadu. Please, please. It's done! Oh, well, it's not done yet. We've still got a final to go, but Andri and Philip Billing, Huddersfield are in the final at the first time of asking. And do you even need to guess who we have in the final? No brainer. It was PSG versus Salzburg, for goodness sake. No offense to them, but of course I'd be surprised if they were there, as we're at the Ataturk Stadium for the big one. We'll check the other competitions first, as we would have Conference League if it wasn't for this final. Yikes. FA Cup as well. We're nowhere near. Villa beat Bristol City in the final. Carabao goes to Chelsea. Disappointing that we haven't got a domestic trophy, but we have got a player scoring 32 goals and a Philip Billing scoring 21. If he gets a goal in this final, I may go mental, as I'm very much looking forward to giving PSG a thrashing. All these Huddersfield goers mixing with the Parisians over here in what is the stadium that Manchester City just won the Champions League in? I'm pretty sure. Of course, Kylian is still there. Why is he not at Al Hilal already? Making this difficult for us. One difficult game, but look at the stature of Philip Billing. He's a massive man running forward. As Josh Koroma with a chance to whip it in, you know. Oh, at least a prize would have been nice. Keeping them relatively quiet as Josh Koroma having a lot of runs down this side. He's got it open for him. Sobra Thomas at the other side, arriving with a header. And a throw in backwards for PSG. Oh, they've still got the ball, actually. It's been a while since someone tested a keeper. And that was a tester. But Sobra Thomas is going to pick up on this. And this man loves to run straight into danger. Chance for Gabriel Solinia, but still the ball for them. I think that's in the middle to Manu Kone. A tackle in there. But still they're out passing us. And they've got it around the side. What a save! That should be us losing. Still we battle with Paris. Shuffle across, please. This is getting way too difficult. But Sobra Thomas, he's actually picked up on the ball and has a run on here. But he's going to slow down, looking for support. If there's a ball through the middle right there to make, it's a good ball onto Holm. Here's our right back trying to cross. And a corner just before half-time. Flashed into the near post and wasted. Definitely need to be better in the second half. So come on, let's kick it off right here. Ian Matson running at Holm, who I've got to say has been a brilliant addition. I don't like that panic at the back, though. Don't want to be losing straight away in this game, as that should be an easy save and is. Put that out, please. Should have had a word at half-time about that. Here is Holm still running with it. He's a very tall player. He's very decent. Sobra Thomas to pick up on this one. And it's into Andre, who likes to score goals, but he's tripped up. Still will keep on going. Throwing in right here, Sobra Thomas. That's into Andre. Edge of the box. Money Mace! Now getting more eventful in terms of shots as our centre-half going on a mission here. It's into Abdul Samed, who's running through the middle. He's away from two defenders, you know, and he's finding Holm. Here he goes again. Andre with the chip inside towards him, and that is a finish from our man up top. It's Huddersfield leading Paris as you expect it to be. In all seriousness, though, that is some goal. The flick, the sideward scissor kick, straight past Gianluigi Donnarumma. Keep going, keep going. These are seriously a decent team and they're playing football now. Mbappe with the Travella cross, headed down to Manu Kone. Gap for them to shoot! Jose Gaya down this wing. We need one more goal to kill this off. Karoma's let the men run around him, and look at this gap through the middle. Abdul Samid with the shot! The game's just not finishing. One that'll go down to the wire, but Niakate, our centre-half, it was difficult for the big man. We should have another goal, but we'll see it out now, please, Sobra Thomas. Just keep on running. Andre, who's been our best player in this save by far, running on to the end of that one. Philip Billing winning one of the most important headers in world football at the moment. Still, the game goes on. 3 added minutes. It's ticking down, though. It's ticking down. And Huddersfield Town, the Terriers, have made it to a Champions League trophy. It's not took that long as well, you know. This team's been amazing. And it's going to be, of course, Philip Billing on his return to Huddersfield to lift this trophy. He's been one player that's dynamic potential went through the roof as the trophies are off. Back to Yorkshire, where you guys seem to be liking the videos at the moment. Thank you very much for viewing. Of course, get commenting down below because your team may be next to win that elusive Champions League trophy.